I am Alka Rani, TGT Science from KV number 2 Pathankot. Will explain the topic heredity. Happy family. The child is having some of the features like his father and some of the feature like his mother. That means he has passed some of the characters from his parents, and this transmission of the character from the parents to the offspring is referred as heredity. Now we will see that what type of the characters they are inherited from parents to the child. Now the child is having black colored eyes. The mom is also having black colored eyes, but the eye color of the father is blue. That means this eye color is a character. So different types of the individuals, they are having the different eye colors, and these eye colors, they are controlled by the gene. So eye color is a type of character, and that eye color may be of black color or maybe of the blue color. Trait is a black or blue. Similarly, there is a second character with which the kid is resembling, that is he is having the hair texture like that of his father. And similarly, the height is also one of the character which is shown by the individual, this kid, and the hair color he is resembling with his father, and the eye color is resembling with his mother. So that means some of the traits he has passed from his father, and the some of the traits has passed from his mother. So this process by which the different traits they are passed from one generation to another, this is called heredity. How the transmission of the character is done, what are the factors responsible for that, and what type of the traits they are inherited, that we will study in this topic. Good morning students, hope you are fine at your homes. Today we will study about heredity. Many of us think that genetics is about passing the characters to the children from the parents. Is it as simple as that? Why does apple tree always give apples, not banana or mangoes? Why human beings give birth to human only? Why two children of the same parent are different? They are not same. These are endless questions that pop up in our mind. How we will find the answer to these questions? That's where genetics comes into play. The branch of the biology that deals with the study of heredity, that is how the characters are transmitted, that is called genetics. And the genetics we will be studying in this chapter of the heredity. Various types of the characters like the color of the eyes, the height we are inheriting from our parents, and all the children of the same parent, they are not having the same type of characters. The characters of the same children of the parents, they are different because we are passing some of the characters from our mother and some of the character from our father. So this branch is called as the heredity. We will be studying the detailed information about the heredity in this chapter, and how the variations they are arising, and how the various types of the variations they are accumulated. The favorable type of variations give rise to the new species, that we will be studying in the part 1 of the heredity. In the second part of this heredity topic, we will be studying the two type of the crosses, that is monohybrid and the dihybrid cross, and the two laws which will be derived from these two types of the crosses, that is law of segregation and law of independent assortment. And thirdly, we will be studying about the sex determination, that what are the chromosomes which are responsible for determining the sex of the individual, and what is the role played by the male and what is the role played by the female in the sex determination. So we will be dividing this heredity topic into the 3 parts, and we will be studying one by one. Today we will start with the chapter heredity. First of all, we will see that what are the objectives of studying the chapter heredity. First is to understand the concept of heredity and variation. Second, understanding the various terms related to the genetics. Third, understanding the rules of inheritance and drawing monohybrid and dihybrid cross for various characters. And the last objective is to understand the mechanism of sex determination. We have to know what are the characters. A recognizable feature of the human being or any other organism, like height, complexion, shape of the hair, color of the eyes, shape of the nose and the chin, etc., are called as the characteristics. and these characteristics are transmitted from parents to the offsprings, and the transmission of the characters from parents to their offsprings is called heredity. In simpler terms, heredity means continuity of features from one generation to the next. For the transmission of the characters during the sexual reproductions, two parents, a male and the female, are involved, and the sexually reproducing organisms produces sex cells or gamete. The male gamete is called as sperm, which fuses with the female gamete, which is called as ovum, to form the zygote, which develop into the young one or offspring, showing the similarity with the parents. But the children which are produced, they are never identical to the parents. There are some variations. Heredity information, where does it present? It present in the sex cells or gametes of the parents. Therefore, we can say that the gametes constitute the link between one generation and the next, and pass on the father and mother characters to the offsprings. So, all the children of the parents, they are never identical to their parents. There will be some variation, and these differences in the character among the individuals of the species is called variation. For example, human height is a trait which show variation. That is, if our parents are having a very long height, it is not necessary that their children will also have the long height. They may have the short height. So the variation can occur because the children, they are not the identical to their parents. Here in the slide also you can see three pictures in which the variations are shown. In the first picture, there is variation in the various types of the individuals according to their skin color. That is, the variation is shown by different human beings. In the second picture, there is beetle which is having the color variation, and in the third picture there are some birds which are having different color variation. That is, some of them are blue, yellow or red in color. The variation are produced. Now, how the variations they are occurring in the human beings. Although the offsprings inherit characters of parents and resemble them very closely, but we have already said that the resemblance is not complete in all respects. The offsprings are never a true copy of parents, and the members of any one species differ from one another, some characters or others. And we have given the name to these differences as variation. So now we will take the examples of the variation shown in human beings. First of all, human height is a character which will show the variation. That is the trait shown by it. That may be the tallness or it may be dwarf. Secondly, the ear of the human beings. The lowest part of the ear is called earlobe. In most of the people, the earlobes are hanging and it is called as the free earlobes. And in some people, however, the earlobes are closely attached to the side of the head and it is called attached earlobes. So we can say that the free earlobes and the attached earlobes are the two variations which are found in the human population. So it is due to the variation that no two human beings look alike. The variation is also the necessity for the organic evolution, and that will be giving rise to the origin of the new species with the favorable variation which will be allowing them in order to survive under hostile environmental conditions. Coming to the next topic of the first part, that is the accumulation of variation during the reproduction. That is, the variations which are produced in the organism, it may be favorable or it may be unfavorable. Favorable variations are those variations which are very helpful to the organism. So whenever the organism reproduce, the offspring show minor variations due to inaccuracies in the DNA copying. These variations are less in the asexual reproduction and more
in the sexual reproduction, because in the sexual reproduction the characters of the two parents, that is mother and the father, they are combined, so there will be more variation. And we have already said that the some variations are very useful and they will be helping the organism to adjust the changes in the environment, and some variations they do not help the organism to adjust to the changes in the environment, and these will be resulting in the death of the organism and those species will become the extinct. And in the diagram also we can see green beetles among the red beetles. These green beetles, they are having the advantage over the red beetle because they can camouflage and they can survive from their predators, because predators they cannot locate them easily because of the green color of the beetle and the green color of the leaf. So the variation here which is favorable is the green color of the beetle, that will be providing them better chance of the survival. And these variations which are favorable variation or which are not favorable, they are not produced at once. There is transmission of the favorable variation for many generation, and that will be leading to the accumulation of the variation, and the new species with the better character will be originated. And what happens if the variation is unfavorable? It will be not helping the organism for its survival, and ultimately that species will die and it will become extinct.